Welcome back to Car Wow 787, where we bring you the real world of trucking, raw, detailed, and straight from the road. Whether you're behind the wheel, under the hood, or just passionate about big rigs, this is your spot for diesel power and performance stories. If you love horsepower, torque, and tech that keeps the wheels turning, make sure you subscribe so you never miss a breakdown like today's deep dive into one of the most trusted engines in modern trucking, the Mack MP8. Alright, let us get into it. So when you're hauling serious weight across long distances, reliability isn't optional. You need an engine that doesn't flinch under pressure, that knows how to breathe on the steep grades, and that can deliver consistent performance run after run. That's where the Mack MP8 steps into the game. This isn't just an engine, it's a workhorse built for the long haul. If you're running a Mack Anthem, Pinnacle, or Granite, chances are good that the MP8 is under the hood doing the heavy lifting. Now, what makes the MP8 such a big deal in the diesel world? Well, let us start with the core specs. This is a 13-liter, inline 6-cylinder engine that delivers up to 505 horsepower and up to 1,860 lb-ft of torque, depending on the spec. That's a lot of pulling power for a mid-size displacement engine. And it's that perfect balance that makes it so versatile. You can spec it light for regional hauls, or dial it up for the big jobs out west. Either way, the torque curve is wide and flat, which means you get steady power from down low in the RPMs all the way through the mid-range. What's especially impressive about the MP8 is how it's been fine-tuned over the years. Mack has been building these engines with a clear focus: durability, fuel efficiency, and integrated technology. And because it's a proprietary engine built by Mack, it's designed specifically for Mack trucks. That means tighter integration between the engine, transmission, and chassis. You get better performance because every part is talking to each other. The truck isn't just a collection of parts. It's a system. The heart of the MP8's efficiency is Mack's clear tech emissions system. It's all about meeting strict EPA standards without killing performance. Clear Tech uses selective catalytic reduction, or SCR, to manage NOx emissions while letting the engine run at its best. Combine that with cooled exhaust gas recirculation (EGR) and a diesel particulate filter (DPF), and you've got a clean running engine that can go the distance. The system has been refined over time to reduce the need for readiness and cut down on maintenance downtime, which is a big win for fleet-owned. But emissions aren't the only thing Mack has worked on. Take the MP8 or high-efficiency variant. It uses wave piston technology to improve combustion. The pistons have a special shape that causes air and fuel to mix better in the cylinder, burning more completely and creating more power from each drop of diesel. That means better fuel economy and fewer emissions, without compromising on torque. The MP8 also features a turbo compounding system, something you don't see on every engine. It takes the wasted energy from the exhaust and turns it back into usable power. Basically, after the exhaust gases pass through the main turbocharger, they hit a second turbine that's connected to the crankshaft. That extra energy gives the engine more muscle without burning more fuel. You're literally squeezing every bit of power out of your fuel. And over hundreds of thousands of miles. That adds up to serious savings. Another key piece is the Mack MP8 transmission. Now, while technically that's a transmission and not part of the MP8, it works so tightly with the engine that it's hard to separate the two. MP8 is an automated manual transmission built to optimize the engine's power curve. It knows exactly when to shift, how hard to push, and when to back off for fuel economy. The result is smoother shifting, better drivability, and less fatigue for the driver. You don't have to fight the gears, it thinks ahead and handles it for you. That makes a big difference when you're on the road for 11 hours a day. And let us talk maintenance. Nobody likes wrenching on a truck when they could be hauling freight. That's why the MP8 is designed with serviceability in mind. Oil change intervals can go up to 55,000 miles depending on application and oil. Analysis. The engine's overhead is easy to access. Filters are laid out logically. And Mack's dealer network is widespread across North America. If you ever do have a problem, parts and service are usually not far away. Reliability is something you earn over millions of miles. And the MP8 has proven itself in real-world conditions. From the frigid roads of Canada to the scorching Southwest, this engine takes abuse and keeps rolling. Drivers report minimal issues even at the 500,000-mile mark, especially when proper maintenance is followed. And fleet owners like it because it balances power with fuel economy, a tough equation to solve. You also get Mack's Guard Dog Connect system, which is like having a co-pilot under the hood. It monitors engine health in real time and alerts you and your service provider if anything starts to go wrong. That means less guessing, fewer breakdowns, and faster turnaround in the shop. In some cases, the system can even initiate a repair plan before the truck reaches the service bay. It is a smart system that protects uptime. And when you're paid by the mile, that matters. Now, we can talk engines without talking driver experience. The MP8 has a solid, smooth feel on the road. The throttle response is clean. The engine brake is strong, especially the Mack power leash, and the overall ride is quiet for a diesel. You can cruise for hours without feeling like you're wrangling the machine. And because of the integrated design, you don't get the weird disconnect between engine and transmission that some aftermarket powertrains have. It all just works. One thing to keep in mind is that while the MP8 is a great engine, no machine is perfect. Some drivers report that turbo actuators and EGR components can fail over time, especially if the truck does a lot of stop-and-go or idling. But the failure rate is relatively low, and Mack has been steadily improving those components over time. Extended warranties are available for peace of mind, and a good maintenance schedule will usually catch issues before they become major. So if you're in the market for a new semi, or you're speccing a fleet, the Mack MP8 deserves a serious look. Whether you go with the standard version or the HE model with turbo compounding, you're getting a modern diesel engine that is built to last, perform, and save money on fuel. It is not just about brute strength, it is about smart engineering that supports the driver, the fleet manager, and the bottom line. And let us not forget it is made in the USA. Mack builds these engines at their Hagerstown, Maryland facility, and they've been doing it for decades. It is not just a badge on the hood, it is a legacy of American engineering that keeps evolving with the times. You're not just buying an engine, you're investing in a platform that has been proven on the road, built for today's emissions and tomorrow's demands. So whether you're climbing mountain grades or hauling coast to coast, the Mack MP8 is a solid companion. It is the kind of engine that stays quiet when everything is working right, but when you need it, it growls with confidence and pulls like a beast. From the piston rings to the exhaust tip, it is engineered for uptime, fuel savings, and hauling power. No fluff, no gimmicks, just solid diesel performance. Thanks for riding along today. If you learned something new or just enjoyed the sound of diesel talk, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We've got more deep dives coming from engine breakdowns to real-world truck reviews, and you don't want to miss what's next. Got a question about the MP8, or maybe you've driven one and want to share your thoughts? Drop it in the comments. I read everyone.